All right, there's a trending video making waves. A man boldly said, "I refuse to worship a God who takes the glory when things go well and blames Satan when things go bad." Sounds clever, right? But it's one of these statements that sounds deep until you start thinking biblically and sometimes understanding it. Let's talk about it.
So as long as you are successful, as long as your business is moving fine, Jesus Christ is exonerated as the man who is responsible for your success. But the day that business crumbles, Satan now becomes responsible for the one who made the business to fail. So as long as you are healthy and in your full health state, Jesus Christ is exonerated as the man who makes you healthy. But the day your health system malfunction or you become sick, Satan now becomes responsible for the one who makes you sick. As long as you finish from university and you got a job, a perfect paying job, Jesus Christ is exonerated as the man who makes you to get a job. But the day you are sacked on fire from your job, it now becomes your ancestral curse or Satan that now makes you not to succeed. If you understand Christianity in this scenario, you understand the myopic system that has been introduced to indoctrinate our people to become comfortable in their perpetual poverty. Because I refuse to worship a God who takes the glory and refuse to take the shame. If God makes people to succeed, then he must take responsible of making people to fail. If he makes people healthy, then he must take responsible of making people to fall sick. If you understand God in this scenario, then you understand the stupidity that has been handed over to Africa.
The problem isn't with God. The problem is that it's with our understanding and how God works. You see, the Bible never paints God as a being who only shows up in good times and hides in bad times. Not at all. God is sovereign overall, both the storm and the sunshine. You see, Isaiah chapter 45 verse 7 says, "I form the light and I create darkness. I make peace and create calamity. I, the Lord, do all things." You see, that means nothing happens outside God's knowledge or control. He doesn't lose his throne when things go bad. But, and this is important, not everything that happens is God's will. That's what we must know. Some things are the result of sometimes human sins, free will, and Satan's rebellion. That's true. So let's understand it this way. When a teacher, for instance, sets an exam, a student fails, do we blame the teacher? Not at all. The exam was part of the process. Success or failure depends on how the student responds. In the same way, when God allows trials, it's not because he's evil. No, it's because he's righteous. Satan tempts us, yes, but God uses Satan's chaos to fulfill his divine purpose. Look at Job, for instance. The devil attacked him, but who gave permission? God did. So not because he hated Job, but to reveal Job's fate and confound enemy. That's true. So at the end, God restored him double. The devils brought destruction, but God brought revelation. You see, in an African proverb, we used to say, the wind may bend the tree, but it also makes its roots stronger. Sometimes God allows the wind to blow, not to destroy us, but to deepen our faith. The same God who takes glory when things go well also deserves glory when things goes wrong, because he is still God. Even when Jesus died, the darkest moment in history, God used it for the world's greatest redemption. See, Satan meant it for evil, but God turned it for good. In Romans chapter 8, verse 28, it says, "All things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose." All things means both the sweet and the bitter things. It means both those bad and the terrible things. If we only praise God when things go right, then we are not worshiping God. We are worshiping comfort. My friend, God doesn't share his glory with Satan. When you win, he's glorified. When you lose, he is still glorified, because he is the potter shaping you through both pain and pleasure. So don't say, I can't worship a God who, because of what? Because the real issue is not who God is, but whether you truly understand him. Job 13 verse 15 says, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. That's faith. Not the faith that praises only in sunshine, but the faith that still kneels in the same rain. So, to the man in that video, you are right about one thing. Satan causes pain. Yes, of course. But you are wrong to think that God hides it from it. Wow. So, he stands in storm with us. And that's why, even when life hurts, we still say, to God be the glory. Great things he will continue to do in our lives. Thank you very much. And God bless you as you listen. May you also continue to share this message so that others will learn from this too.